This is Chuck Barker talking about the land and home located at 6161 South Blanding Road. Property is known by my family, who's owned it since 1994, as Rivendell, referring to the Lord of the Rings trilogy because of its natural beauty and isolation. We bought the house from Ted and Patsy Copper, collaborated with the architect John Alschuler to build this house. John is an architect known nationally and internationally. Ted found a Civil War silo 4 stories high made out of local wood on a nearby road called Sawmill Road. And he had that silo brought on a flatbed truck up to this site. John and Ted and Patsy conceived of this home as being a passive solar energy efficient house. It is oriented towards the south, from where the greatest amount of sun comes in this climate and at this particular location, but in such a way that you also have expansive views of the river to the west. The house has tall windows looking out to the south, but wooden awnings over them, situated strategically to allow sun into the interior during the winter and blocking the sun at its highest point during the summer to keep the building cool. The interior of the building has a concrete slab floor and massive 2-story chimney made out of limestone quarried from local quarries in Iowa that absorbs the heat during the day and then releases it in the evening. So if you're on the second of 3 levels is the sleeping level. Going to the right towards the river, which is the west side, is a guest bedroom with its own full bath and a very large closet. There is a large closet for storage on the landing between the bedrooms. And towards the east or left, when you're looking at the living room, is the master bedroom suite, which has a bedroom, a screened-in porch, and 2 other rooms, each with its own full bath and dressing room. Layout of the ground floor of the house is designed to give an open feel. You go through a large open area into the dining room and kitchen, which are separated by a half wall. Eastern edge of this set of contiguous rooms is a screened-in porch just off the dining room. Behind the kitchen is a laundry room and storage area, which includes a wine cellar in the back, built into the ridge side. Further to the east of those rooms is a sunroom with its own interior water supply and skylight for maintaining plants during the winters, and a shop where one can do repairs and store tools and paint and that sort of thing. The deck on the south side of the house and the patio on the north side of the house were added in the 1990s. 4 weddings have been held at this property because of the views on the south side of the house. But the decks and patios allow for entertaining during good weather. Hundreds of people at a time can fit. You go 2 stories up to the room at the top of the tower that looks over all of the land, the 360-degree view of the land, and the eagles and turkey vultures and red-tailed hawks that fly by. The land itself is an interesting location, not just because of its seclusion, but of its ability to provide one with a living. It's loaded with berries in the spring and edible plants. Even down at the pond, watercress abounds where the springs flow into the pond. There are morel mushrooms in the spring coming up all over on the south slopes of the ridges. Of course, there's the fish in the pond, and if you're a hunter, deer and turkey all year round. Of course, you wouldn't want to hunt them except in season, but they're abundant. The pond has been the site of a lot of play and drama in our family over the years. We built the swimming raft that's out in the middle of the pond, and every summer spent hours out there swimming and enjoying the sun. My 8-year-old daughter, on her first fishing expedition to the pond, pulled out the largest bass. It must have been almost 2 feet long that I've ever seen come out of that pond, but it's giving her bragging rights for the rest of her life. On either side of you, at the point of the pond, there are 2 additional ridges, ones that don't stretch out as far west as the boundary ridges. These 2 ridges rise up just as high, each of them at their crest on the westernmost edge, having wonderful locations to place another housing site if one were wished to do so. Then the property extends further east, now with 4 ridges and the valleys in between, 3 of them, the one directly behind the pond and 2 on either side, that contain springs coming up from the ground and feeding the Beatty Hollow River, some of them indirectly through the pond. My family has thought of this land and this home as a sanctuary and retreat from busy lives at work and travel. We find it's a very nice balance of natural beauty, a buffer zone from the noise and the traffic and the people, where your principal connection is to the seasons, to the weather, to the wildlife. Value beyond those connections is to sit in the midst of a beautiful view among forests and rivers and lakes, and feel at one with the beauty of the world, and to share that experience with the family and the friends we bring here.